Let's get going. All right, folks. Welcome to the Beach Coaches Show. We got a special guest today. We got our cross-country coach, indoor long-distance coach, and outdoor long-distance coach, Shawn. Coach Shawn, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And this is your first time on the show. Can you tell us about yourself and the long-distance runners at the Long Beach State track team and how things are going?
Yeah, I don't know if we'd call it a special guest. It's obviously you were hard up, and so you needed a guest. So I'm happy to fill in. This is my fourth year at the beach. Came from Texas, and trying to get the distance program to score some points for the track program, indoor and outdoor, and to build some continuity into the cross country program. I'm not a very patient person, so it hasn't obviously happened as quickly as I would like. I want immediate satisfaction, but 4 years, it's been a gradual build to where this fall we had, our senior Alyssa Allen, scored or, placed one of the top 10 all time in school history in a 6K time. And we had two guys just miss all time, top 10 marks, for the 8K. So, we had some great stuff during the season. A lot of improvement, a lot of excitement, had some injuries that, really hurt us. We didn't have our returning freshman of the year. Tyler Spencer, his freshman year, finished 8th at the conference meet, was the top returner and, had an injury. And so we lost him all season. And then we get to the conference meet and, our top guy, Ray Ornelas, has an asthma attack. And so he's face down in the dirt in Riverside trying to breathe. As I'm at the 4 mile mark. Where's Ray? And he's in the back of the pickup being taken to an ambulance. So we've had some bad luck on big days. Then we tried to build off of that into indoor and had a great indoor. And Ray had he made the all-time beach list in the mile, the 3K, the 5K. We had an all-time DMR mark. On the women's side, we had Alyssa Allen and Riley Fick placing, scoring the all-time top 10, and Kylie Strausser in the 800. So, we had a great indoor season, and we're really excited moving into outdoor and hit the first outdoor meet and get 6 conference qualifiers for the conference track meet, and then we don't. So here we are, Sure, every spring coach in the country, like, oh, this was our year. And we were really excited where we were at and things that were happening and PRs. And, like I said, 6 qualified, 2 others were less than a half second away, and 3 others had PRs. So we were really excited about where this season was going for the middle distance and the distance squad this year.
Coach, can you tell us about you do multiple sports. So you do cross country, you're doing your distance runners and indoor track and outdoor track. So can you talk to us a little bit, those who aren't as familiar with track and how all that works, your student athletes and moving between sports and the differences between each of them?
Well, we like to say there is no off season, so we start August 15th with cross country. It's when the season starts, and then it ends, right around Thanksgiving. Then we kind of take a few days off and, a week off per NCAA requirements. They have a week off, and then we start building our base back up to get ready for indoor. And then indoor kind of slowly transitions into outdoor pretty smooth. And then we take 2 weeks off, and then we start going again. So they basically have 3 weeks off during the year. The rest of the time they are in season. If you run the 800 meters up to the 10K and cross country, you're in season year round.
Coach, your guys' sport's a little bit different than others. So it's an individual sport in the sense that you guys are running and you're kind of on your own while you're out there, and you can practice on your own. So you guys, where other sports may need multiple people to practice, what are you guys doing right now with school being out to keep your guys in shape and to keep going so that you're ready to go, hopefully in August, whenever we're back at it?
Yeah, well, that is true. It is one of the we always say you get out of it what you put into it. So, they are just now starting back. So, usually we have about a 10-week build to start for cross country. Well, we've had a 20-week build this year and, 17 more weeks at this time before day one of practice on August 15th. Everything goes as planned. So right now they're just really starting to get back into it. So I know they were going stir crazy because I'm like, just take your time off now, because we always take 2 weeks off to start building again. So, they went for about 2 weeks or a week and a half to try to keep their training in because they were so fit. Some of them were going to try to get some PRs and do some time trials. But, once the tracks were shut down and the parks were shut down, and so they kind of were like, all right, I guess we just need to take off. So they did nothing for 2 weeks, and now they're slowly coming back, just start running 2, 3, 4 miles a day, doing some cross training, biking, lifting weights, doing all the core stuff that they can. And, they're getting on, finding different websites and, doing Zoom meetings to work out together and do core stuff together. So, we're trying to do everything we can to keep them moving. And, we're in uncharted waters right now. I've been doing this for 20 some odd years, and I've never had a 20-week buildup to a cross country season before. So it's either going to be, perfect or, nothing ever is perfect. But, it's tough because you can always do too much in our sport. If you put in too many miles, you end up, causing stress injuries and stress reactions and stress fractures. And, so we've got to kind of walk that thin line of make sure we're moving, but not too much too soon for too long. So it's kind of a crazy new world for all of us.
Coach, how do you keep people interested? So you normally do a 10-week buildup. How do you keep people interested for double that amount of time, for 20 weeks, so that you're not plateauing and folks aren't getting bored and they continue to get better through that 20-week period?
Ask me in 20 weeks and we'll find out. But, the biggest, we're just trying to, I'm pretty easygoing. We try to, I send out the program for everybody, and then I make phone calls with each one, and they've all got little, hey, can I try this and switch this? And, as long as we're moving forward, that's the big key right now. Just trying to keep it new and fresh and change things up and do something different that we haven't done before, because I've got the same summer program, the last 4 years. I just have kind of changed the date. Well, this year I had to do some thinking, and that ain't always good for me. So, I had to do some adapting and changing, and, I've talked to 3 or 4 of the kids and the captains, like, hey, what are some things that we can do to keep it fresh and lively? So, I think some of those, CrossFit type workouts to where, they don't have time to think about stuff. And especially when they're home, cause ain't nothing more defeating than a 10K guy going into the weight room, little skinny guy that, not gets in there with the baseball guys, and, the dirt bags are all swole up and, they throwing around the weight, and he's like, yeah, I'm using a little dumbbell. So this is a good time for them to do some stuff like that at home where, they can have some confidence and, just work on your own pace, cause this is one sport that, I can't give, a motivational speech every day, because that's going to get you about 100 meters down the road. And then all of a sudden you got no energy to finish the rest of your 8-mile run. So if you get too high or too low, it's tough to finish. So, this is one of those things where I've been preaching to them, you gotta look within, you've got to fight within, listen to that part of your brain that wants to be excellent, not the part that just wants to play video games. Listen to that part that wants to be excellent and let that control you. And so that's kind of our motto and, the way we go through things.
Coach, you guys are in a unique situation in track where not all of your student athletes are getting full scholarships. In fact, many of them, probably most of them, are walk-ons. So can you talk to us about what you got coming in, what that looks like scholarship-wise, and how you guys go about balancing scholarships versus, folks that you're going to have walk-on and
Yeah, sure. That's not something that we, the way that they're treated, nobody can tell who's on money and who's not. Everybody's important because, we've got 22 events and, the NCAA doesn't, fund us for that. And you've got to have walk-ons. It's just paramount to our sport. There's 12 and 8, men have 12, women have 18, and there's 20 different events, and so we've got to spread that out. And we need depth, and for cross country we're needing a minimum of 7, but I'm going to need 15 or 16 because somebody's going to get hurt, somebody's going to get banged up, things like that. It's interesting because right now, we don't really know what direction we're fully going, because we're waiting on our super seniors, as we're calling them, to see how many are coming back. And then of course, like Michael Simpson and Ricardo Cardenas were 2 of the ones that ran cross country last year. And if they come back, they obviously don't have cross country or indoor, they'll only have outdoor. And Cole Bosley, who didn't have cross country last year, just had track. And so, we were excited to get him back, because, he was one of the qualifiers in that first meet and won the first meet of the year. So, recruit wise, we're trying to figure out roster size and roster numbers, because, we've got tutoring and, sports medicine and monitoring all their academic progress and things like that. And, track and cross country is the biggest team on campus. We usually have about 100, but we've got 19 seniors this year. And, still trying to figure out how to get them to come back, because we want them to graduate, because, they're here to get a degree. And so we want them to graduate and move on with their life, but yet we want them to get their best chance and, to get their opportunity to finish out their careers on their own terms, and not based on somebody else. So we're kind of in a holding pattern right now. And for me, I do a lot of recruiting early. And so, we've got, 4 or 5 girls that are coming to join us and sign 2. And, we've got a couple, 3 or 4 boys that, have committed or signed that are coming. So, we like what's coming in, and, we're still working and recruiting, and I'm getting emails, and, this has really changed a lot, because now there's a lot of kids from some other schools reaching out to us hey, I want to finish my fifth year at Long Beach State. What can I do to do that? So, we're really in uncharted waters in a lot of areas, and, just trying to wade through it, and, trying to find the dollars to bring everybody back, but yet keep everybody coming through. And, then that means we've got jumpers that are doing the same thing, and throwers and sprinters and hurdlers, and, all the event areas. And, so we've divided that up, and, we've all kind of got our allotment, but, we're coaches. We always want more. We're all greedy. We're all fighting over that last breadcrumb. So, this year's definitely going to be trying, because, I've offered kids that, are, to bring in as freshmen before, with the money that my kids were leaving on. Now those kids might be returning. So we got to figure out how to make it all work, how to squeeze blood from a turnip, essentially.
Coach, can you tell us a couple more before we let you go, but can you tell us a little bit about the players that are your athletes that are coming in, the freshmen that you've recruited that are going to bring much added value and points to the team?
Yeah, we've got the ones that have signed are Alex Frias from St. John Bosco. He was had a great junior track season, and we're really looking forward to seeing him really bust out with some great times this spring. And it's funny, I got a text from an alumni that's another high school coach in the area, and he's like, man, congratulations on this kid, he's something special. So we're excited to get him in. And then had a young lady from Ventura Community College that signed with us during cross country, and she finished 3rd in the junior college state meet. So we're looking to add some nice depth there as well. And then, we got some graduate school kids that, we're still seeing how everything pans out on them.
Coach, can you talk anything, there's some sports that are talking about having their seasons maybe pushed. Is there something that's circulating around the track community that your cross-country seasons in the fall might get pushed back a little bit?
I haven't heard anything. I've just been trying to stay on top of my team and everything right in front of me. I haven't done a ton of talking to other coaches around the country to see what's going on. That was once we kind of get everything finalized on campus, then we'll start worrying about some of those. But I haven't heard anything. It wouldn't surprise me, but we just need to get back to it. I think everybody's ready. I wasn't made to be inside this long. I need to be wild and free and outside and moving, and quarantine's never a word that I've liked. I don't guess anybody has, but I've been more phone calls and got to have glasses now because I can't see because I've been on the computer so much. So it's taken my eyesight as well.
Coach, what can the community do and the fans of Long Beach State that are going to watch this? What can they do to help you guys be sure that you're ready to go for 2020 and 2021?
Always just supporting us. Providing obviously financial support, emails. I love talking to alumni and having them come back. And, we've done a couple little runs, around town with a lot of the alumni. And I've always had a lot of fun, reaching out to getting to know them and hear some of their stories and, meeting some of the old school record holders and, and telling them, hey, yeah, your record just got knocked down, so that was kind of fun. Gabe Simpson, set the school record and won the conference championship last spring in the steeplechase, and got an email from his old coach saying, hey coach, congratulations on that record. Has been there for a long time. So I love speaking with alumni and having alumni come out and seeing us, and because hey, once you're part of this family, you're always a part of the family. And so we love to have them come out to our home meets. We put on some great meets at home. I'm hoping that we can find a spot that we can host the conference cross-country meet in 2022 in Long Beach. So that's kind of the next big thing I've got to figure out is where am I going to host it? There's not a whole lot of wide open areas in Southern California that I don't have to buy up, 3 days worth of tee times for. So there's a lot of little things on the back burners that we're trying to get figured out. And, obviously, scholarships is a big thing that, with the Beach Athletic Fund is doing, and, trying to raise up that number to help out all the sports at the beach.
All right, Coach. We thank you very much for joining the Beach Coaches Show. And anyone who's watching, please join the Drive to 4,900. As Coach said, our goal as the Beach Athletic Fund is to have enough people that join that 4,900 number we feel will fully fund all of our scholarships so that we can have the NCAA maximum of 149.8 here at the beach and help us win Big West and start to compete nationally. So, Coach, thank you very much for your time, and we will catch up with you later on.
Sounds great. Thanks, Camden.
All right, you have a good one.